Hey, it's DJ from CSVAPE.com, and today we're going to be talking about the Limitless RDTA by IJOY. The Limitless raises the stakes in the world of rebuildable dripping tank atomizers by introducing a layout that brings together a feature that rivals the best of any manufacturer to date. With a two-post deck, a cutaway for wicking, dual coil support, and an innovative side fill design, it's sure to impress the crowd. The Limitless RDTA features a 24mm diameter size paired with a 19mm diameter building deck, giving it the size and space to compete with others on the market. So the Limitless by IJOY. It is a larger tank than your average. You can already tell by the large chuff cap on the top. Now, this is an RDTA, which means the building deck is at the top and the tank is at the bottom. Now, other than other tanks that are considered RTAs technically those are considered the ones that have the building deck at the bottom. Now, I'm going to remove the cap and show you what the inside looks like. But before I do that, I want to show you this knurled texture on the chuff cap. It actually is there for grip, so you can adjust your airflow. Airflow is huge. You got one on each side, and it's really easy to spin. Now this cap here is made out of Delrin, so you know it's not going to heat up on you, and that helps a lot, especially if the building deck here, as I'll show you a little more detail a little later, it's right below the cap. So it's going to heat up a lot if that was made out of stainless steel or brass of some sort, or some type of metal. Now the cap does come off with O-rings. And I want to show you this opening here. This is where you fill your juice. You can either just, I'll put it again, you can either just pull it up just enough to fill your juice and just put it right back down so you know that your air holes are still lined up with your coils, or you can remove it completely. It's totally up to you. But it does have that really wide filling hole for whether you use squeeze bottles or you use dropper bottles. It'll still fit really nicely. Now, if you tell at the top, this is your typical velocity style deck, which makes building a breeze, makes mounting coils a breeze. But there's one more thing I want to show you that is a little different than your average RDTA, is the way the wicking holes are designed. They're actually not circles like they usually are. They are kind of like half moons or half diamonds, if you will, because they're shaped kind of oddly. But in order to remove this portion, you would have to unscrew it. And it is threaded. Comes off just like this. Now you see how elevated the building deck is, which means you have to use a pretty long piece of cotton. Okay, it has to go all the way down to the juice deck at the base. Now, if it doesn't touch the bottom, you will have issues when you get low on low juice levels. You're going to have to find yourself tilting the tank versus just vaping it at an average 90-degree angle like I do. I mean, I pretty much just vape it at parallel, kind of parallel to the ground. But other than that, you want to make sure your cotton goes all the way down. Now, you do have a really large opening for your cotton. So for those who like to have a lot of cotton, a lot of fluffy cotton, which tends to hold way more juice, and you can take longer pulls when you're vaping on it, you can do that. As far as the folks who like to really make tiny coils that may not end up allowing the cotton to be fluffy enough, it may not work for you because you will have leaking issues. You want that cotton to fill in that space between the cutout and the top cap. So I would say that's, if I were to estimate the size of this opening, it would probably be about 7mm wide. So you want to get enough cotton in there so you don't have any problems. Now this tank holds about 3 milliliters of juice. This is not removable. I mean, it does have a flathead gold-plated 510 pin. I wouldn't recommend removing that unless you absolutely have to, if you really want to do a deep cleaning, but just make sure every single part that you remove, you know exactly where it goes, and you put it back correctly so you don't have any possible shorting issues or metal touching metal, because we don't want that. Now it is 24 millimeters in diameter, so for those who have 22 millimeter mods or box mods that are specifically shaped to cater to 22 millimeter atomizers, this will hang over just slightly. So if you are OCD about that, it may bother you. Other than that, if you don't mind that, you can absolutely run this on any device that you'd like, including hybrids. Now, I usually say in the other videos that it is not recommended to run tanks on hybrid devices because of the fact that the pin is not stationary and it doesn't protrude out enough. But on this one, it does protrude out about 2.5 or about 2 millimeters. So that's more than enough to separate the threading from touching the battery positive. So if you have any hybrid mechanical mods out there, you can run that on it as well, or run this on those as well. So I'm gonna put this back together. It does come with Allen screws. Some people may like that, some people don't. They are considered low profile grub screws. It may not be favored by everyone because of the fact that some people may be heavy-handed. You want to be careful that you want to use a good quality tool, because one misconception about these grub screws on these atomizers is the screws strip. That's not the case. Usually what happens is the tool that they sell it with is really, it's not like a hard metal. So it ends up stripping the tool versus the screw, and then you end up thinking the screw is stripped and you replace it with a new one and it's still stripped. So just make sure that you are using the tool correctly. If you have any extra tools at home, of course, that may be stronger, it's recommended to use that. It does come in your finishes of stainless steel and black. So for those who like to match their mods, you can absolutely do that. But yeah, you can check out the Limitless RDTA and other IJOY products on CSVAPE.com. My name is DJ, and we're here to help you switch the habit.
Switch the habit at CSVAPE.com.